And there's the ready from Sodium, so let's go ahead and get them counted down for game one between Dog and Sodium. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And K9 watching Tetris with the 3, 2, 1 countdown bits. Thank you very much. On the left, currently sporting that 3-0 record in Division 1B, and would like to win this one to catch up to Sidnev, currently at 20 points. He's got a PB of 14,873,000, being the second player to reach the infamous green wall. Rolling out of the United States, it is your two-time CTWT champion and former, how many times CTL champion?
He is the four-time
CTL champion. It is Dog. And on the right, currently at 9 points, 1 and 2, with a PB of 2,108,000. Rolling out of the United States, it is Sodium. It's kind of funny. I was watching Sodium one time, and he was giving me a hard time for always saying that he's out of Isle of Man, because that's where his profile says he's from.
Right. Meanwhile, we have discovered that there is a Cloud Tetris player now by the name of Adam Irish,
who is
actually from the Isle of Man now.
Yeah.
I wonder if he and Sodium bump into each other.
Obviously, they talk every day.
Oh, clearly.
Now, we're getting to a little bit of a drought here to start this one.
Roncli, you're going to be known for the guy with the terrible seeds now on CTL. Oh, my God.
I mean, I blame Colin. Like, he's here. He's watching me. He's watching my seeds. Feel like he's the opposite of a guardian angel, you know?
Come on, Roncli, that's not right. We're wars buddies. You can't talk to me like that. Come on, Rock. Happy to help.
Colin. I love Colin. I just don't love his seeds.
Yeah. Well,
380 points separating the players right now, but the difference is that Dog has 4 lines available, and he'll use them to score a Tetris. So about a 1 Tetris lead for Dog as Sodium put a couple of eyes in his stack. He's going to have to find a way to burn them out. Now, the way he's playing right now makes it look like he's considering just playing 2 rows up once he gets a long bar here, but doesn't get the long bar in time. He's now kind of scrambling here to try to keep this board alive, and Dog also running into a little bit of a complication, but Dog looks like he's going to get out of this pretty quick.
Yeah, Dog was able to find the solves right away. The dirty Tetris on row 3 for Sodium. The long bar timing perfect for him to be able to downstack the rest of this and dig out of that mess, but certainly not going to be about 2 Tetrises behind Dog. And we know that's not the person you want to fall behind early on here on level 18, because once Dog gets going, it's very difficult to keep up with him.
Yeah, I think Sodium can count himself lucky to be down by only 2 Tetrises, given the way that board looked for a while there. He's going to score Tetris there. It's Dog at 322, Sodium at 260. And Dog was having some complications of his own, but somehow has maintained some pretty good efficiency. Keep the score up and to keep this lead. Score another Tetris there to go to 347.
Those that don't know, Sodium is one of the original King's Fave Fivers back when 2020, when we first started kind of doing that. The King started to proclamate people to watch for, and really my favorites to watch, regardless of how good they were or not. And Sodium was on that list. He actually played in one of the very first friendlies too. He got to play Matt Martin back to back after Matt's excellent showing in the 2019 World Championships.
Very nice.
If you listen to Sir Mazer's podcast, in my original interview I did with him, I had said that Sodium and Matt were the first friendly, and then I've gone on record stating that actually it was not correct. It ended up being Jeff and Chong, if anyone remembers who that guy was, were the very first Tetris friendly, the day after Christmas.
I really do not remember that person at all. A name that does not ring a bell.
Well, that's okay. Nobody remembers him anymore anyway. So.
Give it to Boxy for a Who wants to be a max outer? Question.
There you go. Well,
489 for Dog, 384 for Sodium. Both players will add a Tetris, but that's a 100,000 point lead for Dog. Sodium will get another Tetris here as Dog had to take some burns here. Dog keeping the board in a pretty good state as we have Jasmine with a subscription. It's going to be Cousin Avi gifting the subscription over to Jasmine. Thank you so much.
oh, very nice. So now Jasmine doesn't have to ever worry about missing a Vitz.
There you go. Here we go. Level 19, 564 for Dog, 478 for Sodium. Not quite 100,000 points anymore, but certainly some work to do for Sodium in post. He's going to start off right with a couple of Tetrises. Dog having to use them to set up instead, but we'll get another bar for the Tetris of his own. Sodium with another Tetris. Dog waiting on that bar. Takes the burn and will score a Tetris. Dog, of course, you know, with a lead like this, sometimes you get the feeling that you can play a little bit safe, but 3 Tetrises ultimately is not all that big of a lead. That's like one bad sequence away from being neck and neck again.
Right. And when you're playing someone like Sodium, who has been known to just find the right solves the right time, is very versatile in a number of different categories of classic Tetris variants as well. He's a modern type of player. He's been showcased recently on that Tetris block party they've been doing over on classic Tetris the last few weekends. So his versatility is what allows him to become a strong opponent even against the best in the world, because of just the way that he sees the pieces and knows what the maneuvers that can be made.
And certainly you don't get to win a regional that has Fractal in it by not knowing that kind of thing. 814 for Dog, 758 for Sodium. Another Tetris for Dog. Still maintaining this Tetris lead of about 3. Sodium getting to just pour on the pressure here, really. The lead has gone down to under 2 Tetrises now. Sodium is pulling it back here on 19.
Yeah, and if you're Sodium, really have to continue to play this way. If you got to up the aggression, you may have to do that, because we've known that Dog's 29 play is ferocious. So how else do you get to the finals of the World Championships if you can't have 29 play? So Sodium gonna have to up the aggression, probably more than what he would like.
Missed a tuck there, but it's going to be able to maybe recover from this. He's not getting the piece for the left, though. Finally, the long bar will show up. Dog will score a Tetris. Dog has a 111,000 point lead as we are on our last lines for level 19 speeds. Level 29 right around the corner. Things will double up. And Sodium's just playing carefully here. Doesn't want to get into any big trouble right before 29. Wants to give himself a chance because he knows this is now going to take kill screen play. And we are one line away. There it is. 956 for Sodium. And Sodium taking a few moments to get acclimated to the speeds. Dog is in at 1,111,000. Triple for Sodium. Can't quite commit to the Tetris here. But look at Dog stacking up high. Gets a Tetris. Another Tetris for Dog. 1,188,000. Sodium will score a Tetris to get the max out, and another one to go to 1,055,000. So 150,000 point lead for Dog right now. At this speed, that only is less than 4 Tetrises.
Yeah, and Dog had a moment there where he actually hung the bar in column 9, but
Another
then
Tetris.
major 5 taps for him to get those back-to-back bars for scores is the difference right now. Monster lead now for Dog as we go into 32.
But Sodium still scoring. He gets a Tetris to get the B, 1,113,000. Still about 150,000 points. Dog running into a little bit of traffic here, but Orth's still looking okay. Gets the bar for the Tetris. He's got the D, 1,311,000. Another Tetris for Dog. Sodium went for a Tetris, didn't have the left quite built out, so now is digging a little. Oh, that was such a good placement on the J there, with the awareness that if he placed it in 2, 3, 4, it wouldn't have burnt. So he just went for a delayed burn, but is now scrambling to try to get this board in a state he can play. Dog ahead by almost, now more than 250,000 points. Sodium can't find the setup he needs. Now it's set up for the Tetris and gets it, 1,215,000, but Dog's got the 1.5. He's about to roll this over. And now things breaking down a bit for Sodium. And that's going to do it for Sodium. He's going to top out 1,218,000. Dog is good for game number 1.
Monster game for Dog right now as he's going
to
look to finish it out. The rollover, or here on NTC, you get to see it in full glory, 1.649 million with about another 5 lines to go. We'll see if Dog, yeah, he's going to go left well here to slam home one more.
And there it is, 1.7 to finish it out for Dog. That is a monster score in comp.
The cooked blood.
Just changed the outcome of my CTL season with that mistake. Here we go. Game 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Butterfly effect is what it is. I mean, you want to talk about butterfly effect, let's talk about the... How many times did we have to re-roll the seed or increment the seed with Tristop and Eyeball? There were a few.
Well, I mean, it did kind of change the outcome of that match anyway. I mean, we'll see what happens here. Does Sodium's CTL season go awry because of one simple mistake?
I was going to say, he wouldn't be in this drought right now. But they get the bar over for the Tetris. Jasmine asking if anyone knows where she put her floss.
Yeah, I think she left it at Tyler's place.
I haven't seen it.
Rumored in the window.
Sodium getting up pretty high here. Another drought coming in at the wrong time. Was managing this fairly well, keeping that right side open. Taking the burns as necessary and gets the right side open just in time. Dog will not. Back-to-back Tetrises for Sodium. And just burns for Dog, but he'll get a Tetris there. And it's just that one line of difference between the players right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Little 5 below reverse on the side there for Sodium.
What is happening in Sodium's room right now?
It's the usual chaos.
Somebody is crawling around on the floor. I'm only used to this wild kind of stuff when Alex is on. 150 for Sodium, 129 for Dog. Dog having a bit of an issue here. Just trying to find a way to dig out of this. Unfortunately, he's going to need a bar or some way to clear out the right side. That is pretty good. But this is going to be a bit of a nightmare dig for Dog. Long bar dependency there. I would not want to play this board.
No, but I know Dog, and he's definitely not going to want to just give a freebie to his buddy.
Not at all.
Want to make him earn it, especially when points are at a premium when you're trying to jockey for a position in a very tough division of CTL. This 1B division here, Ronk, features, we saw Sidnev earlier tonight, Ramations, Dan V, Neko, who we talked about as a rising star in the Russian community, Cobra. Certainly had a good game.
Has been killing it lately. I would be afraid of him. I haven't seen somebody get that good that quick since, like, say, Cold Bucket.
Yeah. So certainly, you gotta get all these points in. You gotta get as many points in. Every point is gonna matter as far as jockeying for position and seeding. And even though when you get to playoffs, because we saw the last season where you got the top 8, seeding didn't really matter too much as far as the matchup goes because we
No.
saw some upsets happen. You know, Alex T, #1 seed, got just eliminated in 3 straight. Just was not a good game from him
No,
versus
he had a bad
Gerald.
day.
You know, Dog, the same thing. Dan V and him went at it, and Dan had the better day of the two. So seeding doesn't really play a factor, but you still want to be on top and just be able to maybe dictate what kind of matchup you can have.
34-piece drought ends in a dirty Tetris for Sodium and only a triple for Dog. Sodium holding on to the 70,000-point lead. I thought that Dog was going to be able to pull this back, rein it in maybe, but no, Sodium is keeping up with the scoring. 381 to 287 now.
And as we talked about in this broadcast a number of times, it's important for players of the caliber like a Sodium and like we talked about Eyeball when he was playing Scooty, that you have to try to take advantage of the ability to outpace your opponent and get as much into the score here on these 18 and 19 plays, only because they can ramp it up on the faster speeds, and if they pop off on a 19 plus, certainly can put yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah, definitely Dog is one of the players that I associate most with being able to play hard in the kill screen. So if you don't have a lead going into 29, you could be in a world of trouble. And honestly, that's usually how I see people beat players like Dog, is by having that lead into 29, and then Dog may not get a good entry into 29, tops out pretty early in the kill screen.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, that's how you give yourself a chance. Here we go, level 19, 521 for Sodium. This is a suffer game for Dog. Let's see what he enters in with. Not getting a bar. Just going to double in 391. You don't often see a sub 400k transition from players at this level, but it does happen.
Well, we'll see what kind of game he's going to cook here, because the last game, I think he had, what is it, a 1.2 going into 29, and he ended up finishing with a 1.7. So that's the case. Roncli, he had 500k post. That's tremendous to even fathom right there. So, going in with a mid 400, let's see what he can cook to 29.
Indeed. Sodium's going to have to keep the pressure on, keep making Dog play aggressive, and maybe force some mistakes out of him. And Sodium is doing just that. Score another Tetris. He's up 160,000 points. But is also 10 lines ahead. And Dog will make those up very quickly. So with a similar line count, it's around a 4 Tetris lead for Sodium. Gets the bar over. Dog is ready as well. And Dog will score. Sodium putting on the pressure. But Dog so far responding. I'm not saying anything, Jasmine. We've been having Chemtuck Aaron thing arguments going on some of my last few broadcasts, and we just saw Sodium pull one of those maneuvers off.
Yeah. Well, she's an expert now. She's studied all these maneuvers. She can replace me, apparently.
772 add a Tetris, go to 803 for Sodium. There's a Tetris for Dog to go to 708. And Sodium, some nice burns there. There were 2 delayed burns that he had to take there. Could have gone south pretty easily, but now it's going to set up in column 3. Very aggressive maneuver, but knows who he's playing, knows he's got to do this kind of thing to keep the pressure on Dog. Just needs a long bar now. Oh, and he covers well just as long bar shows up, but another one comes very soon afterwards, and he's just not going to play with us anymore. Dog, meanwhile, getting into a little trouble here. Gonna have to get that hole out in column 5. And he'll do just that. So both players are clean. 920 for Sodium, 850 for Dog. Another Tetris for Sodium. Sodium getting close to that max out. But again, another drought coming in for these players. 20 pieces for Sodium. We'll get the Tetris. 992, and we'll max out into the kill screen. 1,028,000. Dog, 2 lines away. And Dog is in at 991. So about a Tetris separating the players going into 29. Dog has brought some of this back. But Sodium set up aggressively. He's just going to take the triple. Uh-oh. Oh, Sodium has some cleanup to do, but did get the board low enough that he should be able to get this down. Meanwhile, Dog's board is spiraling a little bit. Has a couple long bar dependencies, but he gets 2 long bars back to back. Still not out of the woods. Again, another long bar dependency. Oh, that only burns a single line, but Dog is just getting inundated with long bars right now. And that has saved his board. He's only back by a Tetris and change. Gets a Tetris. Oh, he's only back by 44,000 now. Sodium needs a bar. Gets it. Oh, he hangs it. Can he get one over it? He cannot. He's going to top out. Dog, you're in a chase down. You need B19. He can single and double this out, or he can just go for it in a single Tetris. See what he chooses. And you know, King, I think a man of this this level of Tetris professionalism is just going to do it the honest way. Take it safe.
I mean, it's the old school way, right? Why would you fool around?
There it
That's
is.
what's won championships. So
Dog is up 2-0. Sodium in chat says that is tragic. Yes.
no, that is your CTL season going up in smoke with a simple mistyping of a seed.
I mean, think of it this way. That seed could have ended up 2.1 for Dog and 900,000 on 35 for Sodium. You never know.
Well, no, Sodium kind of revealed that he had that one in the bag. That was his seed. So. Let Dog pad the stats because we're going to 39 here momentarily. Little Vits.
Yeah. Gonna try to take this to the doghouse, and he will.
As well.
So head-to-head might become important. Here we go. Both players are ready. We'll count them down for game number 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Dog looking to take this to the sweep. Sodium looking to put on the brakes. And see if he can't take a couple games off Dog. But yeah, as mentioned, those two have yet to play each other, Sodium and Tugi. Their common opponents right now, I think it's just Ramations. I'm like looking at their remaining lineup. I'm not sure which lineup I would prefer to have. I'd go 0-3 against the remaining players. So that head-to-head may become very important.
Yeah. I mean, Sodium's playing Dog right now, and we're looking at the result. He's got Dan V, who, he's played before. Cobra, as you mentioned, kind of on a tear right now, so that could be a very tough matchup there, and Ramations is the common opponent between the two.
Yep. Nice adjustment there earlier for Sodium to set up the tuck with the next piece. Did not make the adjustment for that pair of long bars, though, but it's kind of hard to make an adjustment when you have to pull the bar, 7 columns over? You don't have 7 fingers to roll with. It doesn't work.
Right. Jasmine, of course, confirming a Vits there. So that was a true Vits, clearly.
Yep.
What I'd also like to confirm is that we have a prize pool going on, Ronk. We are Division 1 prize pool, currently sitting at $300, so thanks to those that have already contributed. The coupon code's long gone, so forget about that. Everybody did those nice and early. We'd like to see that happen, as that'll allow us to continue to do coupon codes every season that we do CTL. But certainly now we got to rely on the community to help and bump up that prize pool. You see the best in the world are playing here in Classic Tetris League, and we want to reward them for that. And certainly with playoffs looming in the next about 4 to 6 weeks, as we are at the halfway mark of our season, Want to try to bump that up a little bit more. Obviously, our greatest prize pool was last season, Ronk, with over $3,000 in the bank there.
Man, that prize pool last season was insane. And it's just the generosity of this community just continues to amaze me, and how it keeps it seemingly increasing every year is just, it's phenomenal. And it's all because of the people watching that make this happen.
Well, certainly. And also thanks to casters like yourself, Roncli, because without you guys, it is nigh impossible for us to get that presentation and the outreach that you do to help promote that. So again, as always, thank you for letting me mooch off today. Right, we originally were going to have someone else hang in here with you today, and that kind of fell through the wayside. But I've enjoyed my time with you, Ronk.
This has been fun. I will say that I've definitely enjoyed myself today. I'm glad to have you here. And I'm definitely sure that Sodium's glad to have this lead. 313, playing 256 right now. We'll see if he can hold on to it, as he needs to survive here.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. Emily Leia's here, Roncli, a big fan of Collins, and asking if this is the last match of the night. And Cole Bucket, who's here, said yes, it is correct. This is our last match of our 4 big matches that we had this evening. I guess Emily was too busy knitting another sweater, so.
But arguably what I think would have been the juiciest one, that gets to get saved for another time, and I think that's kind of cool, because it's something to look forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
Tristop and Miles will happen this season. It's just a question of when. Another Tetris for Sodium. We're approaching the 100 line turn. Sodium with about a 2 Tetris lead, maybe a little more than that. Now we're both at 95 lines. Very crucial game 3. Axel asking, is this uncapped? No, it is not. There is a level 39 double kill screen in effect. If the players can play on that forever, so be it. But no one has. So Scooty did get to 337 tonight. He got a few lines of it, but that's about it. Big drought coming in here. Look at that counter. It just keeps going.
Yeah, and there's no relief for Dog because he's behind in the sequence.
48-piece drought. Between this and the 2 games that Eyeball had, like, if those were my games, those would have been my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th longest droughts. Like, just wild. Now, that's probably because I don't survive past around 30.
That's possibly true. That's possibly true, Ron.
So give some credit to these players for surviving that. But look at this 140,000 point lead for Sodium right now. Into transition, 567. Dog going in, another, not as much of a suffer game, but still 445. But we saw what he did with the 390 transition last game. And if he can do that again, he'll be taking home a sweep.
Yeah, over 800K points accrued for over 20 levels from 19 to 39. And it is impressive when you talk about the 29 to 39 sequence, where that speed is so difficult to play at. High-level rollers only really getting a chance to do anything there.
Yeah, you figure that level's only been played on for about 5 years now. And only recently, competently, I would say.
Correct, yeah.
Another Tetris for Sodium is going to be the first to 700,000. Tetris for Dog. Sodium just continues to score. He knows the situation. He knows he needs every point he can get here. Oh, sets up the Fitz, but misses it.
Oh, Jasmine fainted.
Shambles.
Oh, someone pick her up off the floor. She has fainted.
No.
That is a tragic moment.
He's still got this column 9 going after that misdrop. Hasn't gotten a bar since. Finally, we'll get one. Oh, that is unfortunate. But the good news is that he's still got this lead. It's not as big, though. We'll get another Tetris here. He's 12 lines ahead. Now 8 lines ahead and has a 3.5 Tetris lead. So you do the math. That's only about a Tetris and a half pace lead. over Dog, and I have to keep the pedal to the metal here. 842 for Sodium, 730 for Dog. Dog with a little bit of traffic to clean up. And get that long bar over for the Tetris. Oh, Sodium. This board is not in great shape. Oh, no. This is going to take some precise play. He's going to need a 5-tap, and he's not going to get one, and I think that's probably, well, yeah, that's going to do it there. Sodium going to top out. It's Dog, you're in a chase down. You need 852. And there it is. Dog is good. And we'll take the set 3-0. Another sweep, King.
Yet another one for the Dog here. He is certainly getting off to a good start on this season. He's coming back strong after he had a great season in season 25, but certainly didn't feel like he should have been eliminated that early on in the playoff. Again, tough kind of setup and seeding there. Dan V was just on his game that season, but now 4-0 for Dog. Going to tie Sidnev in matches played and match record at 4-0, but 7 points for him. He'll take the top of the leaderboard for Div 1B. He's got 27 points, and obviously, inevitably, towards the end of the season, I'm sure the Dog Sidnev clash will be epic as usual.
Can't wait for that. There's still a few matchups that Dog has to go through. I'm really interested in seeing Dan V. I really want to see how Cobra tests him.
Yeah, technically, Dog and Cobra were going to play earlier on in the season, but then the reschedule kind of put that on the kibosh. So certainly that's going to look a lot more juicier when we get to that one now.
No kidding. Tetris for Dog there. He's got 1.1. It's just going to put on the aggression for you. See how far he can get.
Got to build up those FMS stats, man.
Oh, absolutely. Huh. Those high-speed tucks never cease to amaze me. Especially the ones on 29 that happen right after a misdrop. Like, you're not doing a tuck unless you misdrop the piece. That kind of thing. Oh. This might end the run here unless he gets bar doesn't flip, so that'll be it. 1,276,000 will be the final, but that is more than enough. Dog, it disappears before I can do the winner scene. The internet and not have more problems than we do. Like, it's...
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's such a revelation that things like that can happen, and we have the good graces of people that are patient and able to try to resolve issues, maybe not in the quickest of manners, but certainly with cooler heads, and we can have things like this brought to us for all over the world. People can watch no matter what time.
Absolutely. And this one's turning out to be a really close one. It's a slight lead for Eyeball in pace, but Tristop with the actual lead at the moment. Eyeball will take it back with that Tetris. 369 for Eyeball. Hey now, 351 for Tristop. These both players will score a Tetris, or presumably Eyeball will. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you knew that bar was coming. Just was waiting to go down and slam on that column 10 to give Eyeball a short lead until Tristop hits another Tetris.
Yep,
so they're going to trade back and forth.
And have a pause for dramatic effect there. 421 for Tristop, 397 for Eyeball. Kind of looked like Eyeball was messing with something. Maybe had to refresh the stream or something. But regardless, Eyeball doing some stack maintenance there. Will get the Tetris. Look at this score. 428 to 425 at 90 lines.
Yeah, nice tight game here. And remarkable that Eyeball is able to try to refresh his stream and be able to play at the same time and score Tetrises. I mean, I can... barely, be able to, get a few Tetrises on my own with heavy concentration, stare at the screen, or let alone March try to, survive on level 18 himself.
Look at this tie game. 3 lines of difference, though. 473, 860.
Oh,
And there's a Tetris
perfect
for
call.
Eyeball. A Tetris for Tristop. Another Tetris for Tristop. Eyeball looking for a long bar to tie this up. Bang Tetris, both players at 520.
Something satisfying to see there, Ron, when you're watching here on NTC, that you could just see it's one perfect Tetris is the difference, and then you got the 0-0, which is funny too, because it's like, how does it determine that the green is on Tristop's side and the red is on Eyeball's side when Eyeball has the higher Tetris rate? You would think maybe that would be the difference as to who gets the green and the red.
Yeah, Eyeball definitely has the pace advantage when had it while they were tied. May not have it anymore, but again, both players are burning here, so couple of tuck setups here for Eyeball. Gets one settled. It's going to have to burn and then use... Oh, doesn't use the J there. But we'll use this one. Is trying to set up. Tristop also set up. Where's the bar, though? Where is this bar? Tristop gets it on level 19. We'll score Tetris to go to 600,000. Eyeball can't use it for Tetris. Goes in at 598. But we'll score Tetris very shortly after. Just a 5,000 point lead for Tristop right now. Eyeball really playing with fire here.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression going on for him. There's a couple opportunities he could have, taken burns over on that right side and chose not to.
And now he's in a bit of trouble here because a couple squares came when the board wasn't ready for him. But he's handling it nicely. He's going to get out of that situation. Oh, a bit of a misdrop on that J, but we'll score the Tetris. Can kind of see him react to that. But Tristop isn't exactly... Oh, never mind. One rooftop burn, and he is clean. 744 for Tristop. 701 for Eyeball.
Meanwhile, with a dirty left well.
Oh, can't get that Tetris. Eyeball was set up for it, but the bar didn't come, and he was not playing around with that. Just burnt it down for safety. Good adjustment on that Z. Tristop just stacking cleanly right now. 804 here on 23. Tetris for Eyeball, 799 into 24, backed by 64,000 points. Does have one Tetris available to him that Tristop does not. But both players now having to burn. Ooh, bit of a mistuck there for Tristop. But he's just going to turn this into a dirty well. Oh, this is aggressive. Doesn't get the bar. And just burns it down. So now we've seen both players get to the point where they had to burn down something dirty. And Tristop is holding on to a 39,000 point lead here as we're getting pretty close to the end of the level 19 speeds. It's Eyeball. He's got things cleaned back down to the bottom. Tristop scoring that Tetris. 953 plays 860. Max outs will be coming here. Another Tetris for Eyeball. And Tristop is set up, and bang, max out for Tristop. 1,024,000. Eyeball at 930. Eyeball has that T-tuck set up there. Does get the T, and will score the Tetris following that. It's just one Tetris away from a max out of zone. There it is. Ring the cowbells for the double maxes. But Tristop has not stopped scoring. He's got 1,098,000. Eyeball at 1,004,000. Another drought coming in right before the transition. Tristop takes the burns and will score the Tetris in 29. 1,175,000. Eyeball in a lot of trouble here. Let's see if he's able to resolve that. It looks like he is. Eyeball is still alive. I'm not quite sure how he got out of that, but that looked like it was curtains full. This is starting to look bad, too. Gets that tap over to the left. But finally, he's going to hang some pieces, and Tristop going to take game number 1.
Okay, great.
All right, we are good to go. Let's go ahead, count them down for real this time. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right. So Tristop up 1-0. Is that what?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, 1-0. There's been so many starts and stops. I'm
I was gonna say,
questioning the score.
for our YouTube friends, yeah, nothing. They want to see one game. We've only seen one game so far.
Yeah.
And this is game number 2. Nice start to this matchup here. You know, again, thank you to Eyeball for doing double duty. It's a total ask here, Ronk, when, you know, Eyeball's originally scheduled opponent is the Blue Scooty. You're going toe-to-toe there, and 3 strong games that you got to play. And, you know, now last minute kind of being asked to fill in as our friend Miles has, you know, unfortunately been passed away and taken to another appointment that he has that, you know, I guess I can understand, right? You can understand a moment like that. But take opportunities when they come.
Adjust. You should see that square adjust for Tristop.
I certainly did. Yeah, no,
it's
amazing. And, you know, we can talk about him in a moment, but, you know, talking about Eyeball, it's a tough out. Now you're going toe to toe with, you know, first off, the boy who ended or beat Tetris or whatever, and then now you're taking on someone who finished in the Final Four of CTWC back to back.
And so far, Eyeball hasn't missed a 29 transition. He has hit all of them. So he's been playing very admirably. But right now...
He's not making it easy.
No, but Tristop's not making it easy here because he hasn't burned yet. He's currently sitting at 100% Tetris rate through 36 lines, but he's going to have to take some birds finally.
Imagine the double now changing your Tetris rate from 100% to 95%.
But ultimately in competition, that's usually the right thing to do, is to not get so aggressive that you're trying to go for that perfect transition.
Well, unless you're Noah Dangler.
Unless you're Noah Dangler. Or maybe in some cases Fractal.
Right.
Remember that one CTWC match he had, where he was trying so hard to go perfect.
Yeah, went through the first 100 lines easy.
Yeah. Well, right now, even after that display of efficiency, it is only a 15,000 point gain. 299 for Tristop, 284 for Eyeball. So we are running into a bit of a drought. But Eyeball waits it out. Will get the Tetris. Now Tristop's turn. Bang Tetris. 325 plays 310, 64 lines, about halfway through level 18.
Yeah, you saw Eyeball with the pullback, as Vandy had called it earlier in the stream today. That pullback of pulling back that piece and then seeing the long bar come in and taking the Tetris to keep that well open. He did a really nice job of that. And Eyeball's one of those that, you know, is an aggressive builder, as you can see, he's building to the sun, but also is aware of when he's got to take those burns. The 3 lumbars he just got, all of them score. My God.
All for Tetrises. Tristop only able to get 2 of them as he wasn't built up quite as high. But that just shows that Eyeball able to, you know, turn on that aggression at just the right time, not getting punished for it. He knows when to take the burns, and he also knows just how far he can push his board.
Yeah, that's paying off for him. It's paying off for him tonight because it's allowing him to keep close in these games. You mentioned he's, played 4 games so far, and he's 4 for 4 on getting to 29 play and taking it deep to some of these players. So it a tall ask again to play back to back, but he is making the most of it and certainly making a case of why he could be a major contender at these regional coming up in Montreal.
495 for Tristop, 480 for Eyeball at that 100 line turn. That's like, these players are really putting on the pace this game. Eyeball getting into a little trouble for the first time here as we give a large drought coming in. Both players are in the thick of it right now. Eyeball's gonna have to do something to burn. There's too many squares. Where's the bar? Oh, and it finally shows up, but the well wasn't open. He gets another one. Folks, that was a 49-piece drought that these players just survived. My God, that was insane.
and the height of the board that ball was in. I don't know how much more room there was to sneak that bar over to get the Tetris, but whatever it was, it happened.
Ooh, J-Hang for Eyeball. We'll see if he's able to bring that down as we have the 100 bits from K9 watching Tetris saying, "Go Eyeball, go," as he transitions at about 548. Tristop with the Tetris will go in at 582. Before that drought, these players were on 650 pace. And, well, then you saw what happened.
Right, that those 80 and 90 Tetris rates have gone down to 71 and 62.
Yeah. But they are off and running. Eyeball playing a row off the ground here as, again, another drought coming in. Oh, that sequence of tucks for Eyeball. No, that is not easy to do.
No, that's high-level play right there. That's a skilled player knowing the limitations of what he can and can't do, and that was tremendous to watch.
And both players are kind of in a spot here. Tristop was thinking about going a little dirty there, but the bar came a bit early, and he just used it to burn down. Now is set up on the left side. Bang, Tetris for Eyeball. There's a Tetris for Tristop. 28,000 point lead for Tristop. And Tristop's going to get this all the way down to the bottom in a moment here. Oh, Eyeball hung a bar. I don't know the suspense of whether or not he got that one over, but indeed he did. But Eyeball with a bunch of holes in his stack now. I'm certain he will not be playing 4 rows up. He's going to be looking to try to bring this down, but that left well took some time to find a bar for it. Tristop will score a Tetris, and I feel like now is the time for Tristop to put the foot on the accelerator, get some points here in the post 19 speed.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was about to say, you know, fortunately for Eyeball, Tristop wasn't able to capitalize, but that turned really quick. It went from about like a 30,000 point lead to now over 120,000. So just that in that sequence alone of Eyeball having to dig, that has really now put Tristop in the driver's seat.
It has, and they were both digging for a while too. It's just that Tristop got out of it sooner. Eyeball, what do you do with that square? I mean, that is just awful timing. It's just, Eyeball cannot catch a break here right now. Tristop with another Tetris, 950. Eyeball back at 760. Finally is able to burn away and will open up the right side right before level 29. This is going to be a big lead for Tristop into transition. He's going really aggressive, though, and Tristop will burn it down.
Yeah, I mean, Eyeball did the right thing. At that point, it's just like you got to reset and let's go into 29. You know, again, 5 for 5 as far as 29. And we saw his 29 play against Scooty there in that tremendous game number 2, I believe it was. You got to see. You got to try to take it there, maybe force Tristop